This is Poland Daily Business Edition. Tonight, our guest is Przemysław Pączek. Sir, welcome to the show.
Welcome, thank you for the invitation.
Of Hyper Poland, and you did not came here alone. You have this fantastic model. What is it?
Yeah, I came with another guest. It's actually a model of our latest design. We're a Polish-based, Warsaw-based startup inspired by Elon Musk's Hyperloop concept, but we are developing it in a completely different manner. Our
Hyperloop requires a vacuum tube that the train is moving in, or some capsule, and virtually with no resistance from the air.
Exactly. This is the original idea from 2013, but we have modified it heavily. Actually, we're the only company globally at the moment with a technology which allows upgrading existing railway infrastructure in steps into a Hyperloop standard. So we don't want to start straight away with completely new transportation corridors and a vacuum system, because it's not even about technology, because the technology is rather available. It's about putting it together. But the issues are more linked to lack of regulation, huge capital costs.
Because you need to buy terrain. That's
exactly.
main
And I come from real estate, and for me, like, the biggest issue was that we are the planning and zoning and land acquisition process for building a new railway in Europe takes 15 to 20 years. So it's a so long horizon that it's not very acceptable either for investors, for users, and so on.
So you think about merging this hyperspeed technology with the existing railway with some modifications.
Exactly.
So what the modifications are?
Okay, so we're about to, maybe I can demonstrate it with this model. So what we are...
If you remove the model, we will show it to our viewers.
Okay.
More like that.
Yeah. So what we are doing is basically, if we have conventional railway sleepers and rails, we just add another magnetic rails on both sides of the sleepers and a linear motor stator in the middle. And basically, this is the main modification that we need to do.
Do you know the cost per kilometer?
6 to 8 million euros per kilometer.
Okay.
So basically, it's not... It's more or less the same level as building a highway in Poland.
This rail will be accessible to the normal train too.
Exactly. This is huge advantage. We've talked already with a couple of railway companies in Europe.
Why
and
is
Asia.
the magnetic motor required for that?
Because it's much more efficient, and like the magnetic levitation allows us to move without friction at a high speed. And friction is a major issue if we are moving fast. Second major issue is air pressure. In this version, we are not dealing with this. This will be able to travel.
But the train essentially will be moved on the railway on wheels, right?
Up to 50 kilometers per hour, and then it will levitate.
Okay.
Then it will levitate. In second generation, this system is called MagRail. And the second generation is about enclosing it with special prefabricated vacuum covers. Then we will be able to remove the air, lower the pressure, and double the speed to 600 kilometers per hour.
As fantastically as it sounds, we are in Poland in the phase of designing the central communication hub between Warsaw and Łódź. That's gonna be another big city connected to pretty much everything we can have, including railway system from north-south, highway system, maybe some water transportation too. The plans are really huge. Do you talk to the designers about?
Well, actually, we've talked already with the people responsible for it. They are very interested, and of course, this is a very long-term project.
Have they said what they need first, like which railway will be more?
It's basically the same.
From Warsaw to the...
From Warsaw to the port, and then from Łódź to the port.
Right.
This is the most important route. And basically, it's every time the same with whoever we speak in terms of railways, or decision makers for such projects, they want to see something physical. So now we started to build a demonstrator of our technology.
Full size?
Not full size yet, because it's too expensive to start with full size. We are building a 1:5 scale demonstrator, 50 meter long. It will be ready in about 2-3 months. It's going to be shown in Warsaw.
Will we have some chairs inside? People will be able to travel?
Well, not yet, of course, because of the safety issues. But it will accelerate, levitate, and decelerate. So we will show the basics.
So you're also building a truck for
Yeah.
Right.
So
what is the length of the truck?
50 meter.
15 meter?
50. 50.
50. So that's not too long.
It's not too long, but it's enough to show that it works.
Okay, because the numbers are there.
Yeah, and then within another dozen of months, we will have a full-scale prototype. We're, of course, raising some money for this. We started last month an equity crowdfunding campaign. We raised, within a week, 200,000 euros to build this demonstrator. Now we are still continuing.
Well, in the scope of the project, that's a peanuts.
That's true. That's why we are waiting for a decision also from the National Center for Research and Development, NCBR, in Poland, for a grant for 3.7 million euros. So this, combined with some private money that we are raising, would be enough to complete the R&D for this and start certification.
Do you also run simulations regarding the cost per passenger, the possible ticket price, and let's say between Warsaw and this new hub?
It's too early to do estimates for ticket pricing, but the simulations that we have show that for 300 kilometers per hour, our system will use 13% less energy than normal high-speed railway. And the maintenance costs will be around 25% lower, because we don't have friction between wheels and rails moving at very high speed. We levitate, so there's not so much use of the elements. So in total, it's around 35%. So I guess the tickets might be even cheaper than
comparable to the
current prices.
Right.
It shouldn't at least be more expensive.
Okay, but you will need a special truck, and theoretically the truck can also move, I don't know, the cargo rail. But if you have something moving 300 kilometers an hour, it will be difficult to match the existing traffic with it.
But it already exists, this kind of systems. You have bypasses, you have trains stopping and letting the faster trains go. It already happens. We also have some talks about the cooperation with a railway traffic management system producer. So they will most likely help us to build a system able to manage this. The IT is ready for this, basically. You need to adjust it, and using some bypasses, it's completely doable.
Okay, so fantastic project for the end. So how many people is involved in it?
Well, there's around 20 people at the moment involved. As soon as we close this round and get the grant, we should double this number to around 40 this summer.
Those are designers?
Designers, engineers. We have, for example, a Polish professor living currently in the States who's one of the best experts in electromagnetism in the world. He used to work on the Japanese Shinkansen maglev, the magnetic train. Professor Jacek Gieras, so he helps us also a lot with this technology. We have some advisors from Lithuania, from Israel, from Europe.
Well, it's good to know that this is such a cutting-edge technology is being developed here in Poland. And once you will have this truck, please tell us, and we will go there with the camera and show our guests how it works.
Of course, we will.
Przemysław Pączek of Hyper Poland was our guest. Thank you very much for this conversation. And that was it for tonight's Poland Daily Business.